After 1950, in response to record growth in worldwide food demand, farmers worldwide sharply increased fertilizer use. Okay, so we're saying that we have this increase in food demand, and so we need to increase. So farmers increased the amount of fertilizer they used. As a result, the productivity of farmland more than doubled by 1985. Since 1985, farmers have sought to increase farmland productivity even further. So they doubled it, and now they want to take it even farther. Nevertheless, worldwide fertilizer use has declined by 6% between 1985 and the present. All right, so Nikki, what are our two facts here that are odd that are happening at the same time?
So in the first sentence, I said, what was it? The sharply increased fertilizer use.
Yeah, so we increased so between 1950 and 1985, we increased fertilizer use and productivity doubled. And then what's our second fact that's weird?
And the second fact that's weird is that worldwide fertilizer use has declined by 6% between 85 and the present.
Yeah, so it's like, so previously we increased fertilizer use and productivity increased, and now we want to increase productivity further, but fertilizer has actually decreased. So in the chat, I want everybody to type your prediction of why could these two things be happening at the same time? How could this be? All right, Sean, yours is great. Can you go ahead and share what your prediction was?
I said different methods of farming that might require less fertilizer but produces just as much or more produce.
Yeah, maybe they just came up with a new farming method that did this. Excellent. All right, so now that we have come up with our predictions, we're going to go ahead and go into the answer choices. So go ahead and read through this one and put your answer in the chat. Great. So our prediction, what Sean said was, we've come up with this new way where we don't need fertilizer anymore. Excellent prediction, but now we're going to go through our answer choices. And so I often do the love it, leave it, hate it method. So I read an answer choice. If I hate it, I cross it off. If I love it, you know, like I mean, I guess I don't really do anything, I leave it, but I start in my head. And sometimes I'm like, I don't love this answer, but I'm not confident enough to cross it off. And that's what I call leave it. But I want to know what about it I don't like. We'll talk about more of that strategy when we get to strength and weaken questions. But if you ever hear me do the love it, leave it, hate it, that's where that's referring to. But let's go ahead, and I gave some people why answers are wrong. So why is A incorrect? Who did I give this one to? Shelby, you have why A is wrong.
I totally missed that.
Oh, you're fine.
Sorry. I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with the world's population.
Yeah, I'm like, that doesn't explain why. This has nothing to do with why in any way why fertilizer has gone down by 6%. Yeah. Right? Excellent. All right, sorry. Why is B wrong?
This one explains why certain crops are responsive to fertilizer, and stating that they are as responsive to the same extent as traditional grain crops, but we're not trying to explain that.
Right, it's like cool, right? It's these several crops are responsive, but that doesn't explain why, once again, like why we're trying, doesn't explain how we can increase productivity while fertilizer is going down. All right, what about C?
I said C was wrong because it only looks at one part of the paradox, which is between 1950 and 1985. There was an increase in use of fertilizer.
Excellent. Way to go, Malika, and way to pick up on that detail. All right, and then why is E incorrect? I believe this one was Iman.
Oh, me? Okay. Yep. I thought temporarily increased. I was weak. Also, it was tempering a little bit until I got to temporarily increased. Okay, so it could be temporarily increased. it's not strong enough to solve the paradox.
Well, also, and this is only telling us between 1975 and 1980.
And 1980, that's right. That's
And we're
another
talking
thing.
about
Yes,
18, like we're talking about after 1985 too.
absolutely. Yes.
Excellent. So E's a very bad answer as well for that reason. All right, and then why is D the correct answer?
D is correct because the last part, adding fertilizer to the soil in subsequent years, doesn't improve the crop production significantly. Like, to me, I translated that just to mean that, hey, they were using the fertilizer before, they realized it's just not contributing as much output now post 1985, so they're not going to use it anymore. And to me, that's enough to explain why the decline of 6% is happening.
Yeah, it gives us a reason. I think about this as vitamins, right? You can only, like, once you reach a certain point of vitamins, you can take all the more vitamins that you want, but they're not going to help you anymore. So
Oh yeah, that's so
that's how
true.
like fertilizer is, right? Like once you max it out, like there's no point in just keep dumping it because like you've reached its full potential of fertilizer. All right, do we have any questions on this? Did everybody feel super confident? Everybody got this right in the chat, by the way. All right, do you want to try to